momentarily. Hey, Sath,
Yeah.
don't reverse this time, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's see if the lineup has changed. QP has swapped one of their Grozavoys for a Gearing. That's the only change I see. You know what? So has 5D.
Yep.
They've swapped one of their
And
Gearings for a Groz.
they swapped one of their Hindenburgs for a Moskva.
Interesting choices.
Yeah. This being a much more open map, it might favor Hindenburgs more, so I'm not sure. I mean, I guess maybe they want to have a Moskva so they can put it south of that island of B and radar block it.
I'm not sure where you stick a Moskva on this map that they'll be like super useful, but there are a lot of places that kind of bow tanking thing will be a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. All right. All right. Early QP deployment. Looks like we've got a Gearing headed to the north of the island in the back of B, so kind of headed towards C, but not sure if he's going to go to C or then turn south into B. Grozavoy looks like he's at least going to work the edge of B. Whether or not he's ballsy enough to go in there, I don't know. Got a pretty good force going towards C, Hindenburg, Montana, Moskva, and then Conqueror, Hindenburg kind of headed kind of straight down the 2 line at the moment. Talk to me about 5D.
Oh, right now I'm just frustratingly trying to figure out this camera once again. I don't get how you're able to do it, but whatever. We'll talk about that later. Once again, we see the split to A and C this time. It looks like an even split between battleships and cruisers. Grozavoy, Hindenburg, Des Moines, Montana heading towards A, and Gearing, Moskva, Des Moines, and Conqueror heading towards C, with an awful lot of fighters over B right now.
Yeah, big air war over B here now as both fighters kind of jockeying for a little bit of early air and spotting control. Admiral Mudkip Sakuryu kind of drawing Dastard's fighters back away from the Des Moines and the Grozavoy that are way up on the edge of, right on the edge of B, able to support the fighters, but then Dastard getting off at least 1 or 2 good strafes in there.
Yeah.
Mudkip looks like he's kind of losing this at the moment. I think his fighters will all be off the board momentarily. Early air war looks to be going QP's way. That's an advantage they may find themselves needing. They desperately need this game. They cannot lose or they will be out.
Grozavoy going into Alpha Cap, and uncontested so far, at least.
Yeah, there's nobody from QP even heading in that direction. I mean, well, heading that direction, yes, but certainly not looking like they're even gonna they're really gonna contest it. I think they're just gonna allow them to take A and do whatever they're gonna do. Now, there's a Conqueror and Hindenburg on the 2 line that are probably gonna play harassing and delaying force. You know, to kind of, if anybody continues to push through that gap out of A up the 3 line or kind of swing wide and come up the 2 line, that they'll be there to give them pause and something to think about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Moskva's going to exactly the spot I thought he would be going, just south of that B island there,
Yep.
so he can lock it down.
I do see him there, and it does look like there's quite a bit of 5D forces headed to A. Dachshund's Grozavoy about halfway done capping B. Moskva radar probably coming for him momentarily, certainly within the radar range of the Moskva. Is he?
Yep.
Let's see. No,
Well,
he's not.
unfortunately,
No, he's not. Not yet. Hold on.
yeah, nobody in the south has an angle on B, so
Nope.
my guess is the Moskva's going to hold off on the radar until his buddies
Yep.
can get in there.
That seems likely. Moskva is probably in radar range by now. When I tabbed down to Dachshund a minute ago, he was just out of range. Dachshund caps B and decides he's done, just as Squirrel Tag grabs C. So now, a little different from last game. Now it's QP with the early cap advantage, daring 5D to do something.
Yep, Gearing got spotted now by probably Des Moines.
I'm not sure, but there's somebody in the other. Let's see. You said Spartius was at A, right? That means that One-Eyed
Yeah.
Pegleg is in C somewhere contesting Squirrel Tag's cap. But there is a Moskva up there with radar. They could radar him if they wanted, if they haven't already used it. I don't think they have. Nope. Looks like One-Eyed Pegleg has backed out of the cap now.
Mm-hmm.
So now the question is, if you're QP, do you play passive? Do you kind of hold? Or do you try and push aggressively through C? You've got a Conqueror kind of caught out. I won't say caught out. He's not really close, but he's exposed, I'll say. He's kind of open. There's no cover out there. There's a Des Moines behind that island in E9. And then, of course, we know about the Moskva hiding behind the island down there in G6. Maybe a bit of a torpedo strike here on Dachshund's Grozovoy. Torpedo bombers coming over the island there. Spot him. He pops his DF as discouragement.
And says absolutely
and says I don't think so, as none of them survive the attempt. Manatee's Hindenburg, Potato Quality's Conqueror doing good work here, kind of dropping shells and slowing down these forces at these 5D forces at A. This QP moves out to about a 40-point lead here with 5 minutes gone.
It's interesting, in all this time, the Moskva has actually turned around and he's now bow forward at C. And basically, he's anticipating a push from QP through C, like you were talking about earlier.
Right, but they seem disinclined to do that. I mean, the Hindenburg M373, he's pulling back. The Fovezer's Moskva is just chilling. Reskerd's Montana is kind of up where they can get shots on him. Not really under any threat of dying right away, but he's certainly going to soak up some damage. Yep. I don't think they're going to push. They seem content to just hold the cap and dare 5D to do something about it. Enemy gearing spotted now briefly over there with the Des Moines in D9.
Yeah, that was a bit of a misplay on his part. He had his anti-air up as he exited the smoke. He should have kept it off.
Oh, is there smoke over there? It's not even rendering on my screen.
Yeah, the Des Moines is currently in smoke. It's not useful because there's nothing that's going to spot him anyway. Torpedo squadrons heading towards the 5D Montana neighborhood.
I see this. A little bit of air war back and forth down here at A as Dastert tries to get a strike in on somebody, but his fighters are going to lose this battle, which is going to leave these torpedo bombers highly exposed. He's bringing in, looked like he was bringing in another fighter, but I don't see it moving this way just yet. Looks like he's just going to sacrifice. No, he's just going to, I don't know. Oh, goodness. Some lucky torps here at way up at C. That is big. Squirrel Tag bagging peg legs, gearing with a random torpedo. That's going to leave that Des Moines really, really exposed. And see, now if I'm QP, now I'm going to push this Des Moines right out of that spot.
Oh yeah, he's stuck.
Right. I was wondering when this was going to happen. I didn't get the chance to mention it, but they've sent Spartius's Grozovoy up to B to cap, knowing that Dachshund's Grozovoy is back here covering the Hindenburg and Conqueror. Dachshund now turning back towards B as Crack God looks like he's going to turn his engines on. Yep, he's going to turn his engines on and move up, and so he gets some radar on that island. So a bit of drama at B and a possible push at C. I don't know. Reskerd's Montana pretty low here. Looks like he took some. He's taken quite a lot of damage. Des Moines is lobbing shells over the island at him, trying to get him to light on fire again. Grozovoy spotted briefly at the bottom end of B, takes some shells. They do reset him in there.
Spartius is putting up a smoke right now. I don't know how necessary that is, but it will at least get him the cap.
Well, and Squirrel Tag comes over to smoke Reskerd's Montana, who's on fire again, but at least he's got a breather as long as he doesn't pull a boot camp and fire and smoke.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. That's right, I did it. I said it. Dachshund now about to dump into B to contest Spartius's cap attempt. as 5D's forces in C putting, A putting a lot of pressure on Kratgrad's Des Moines, forcing him back.
Absolutely. Now, I do love how these guys have good flanking shots down here way down in the south.
Well, now Manatee and Potato Quality, this flanking force that was meant to delay any kind of push from coming through there, they've kind of slowed down, turned around. They're backing up Kratgad now, knowing that, I mean, you can see now on the map, one of the Hindenburgs, Kegger, that was down there has rotated back. He's in G7 trying to, it looks like backing up the Moskva, possibly trying to hold off this C push that never really materialized, but now that's left QP in a really good position to kind of back up the push that the pressure they're putting on Kratgad there.
Yep.
No eyes on Bradis's Des Moines here as he snuggles up next to an island. Lots of shells coming in. Down to about half HP here. The stalemate, the staring contest at B continues. QP about 200 points ahead. Will stay that way because each team just ticking points up off of one cap. 10 minutes to play. Reskert on fire again in smoke. Now coming out of the smoke. Repairing, but still burning. Not sure why he's leaving. Reskert definitely under some threat here. Probably will go down here in the next 40 seconds or so, if not sooner. There he goes. The Conqueror G polishes him off. A big kill for 5D. Points they badly needed at C. Definitely staving off any kind of potential push that QP might have been considering.
All right, and now we start getting the clicking again. I was just about to comment. It's been a long time since we've seen the clicking on the map. Possibly a sign that they're not quite sure what to do.
Neighbor Kids Montana under a lot of long-range fire from both Swanky and Potato Quality, just burning him down, it looks like, down on the back of A, reversing, trying to get out of there. Not spotted anymore.
Yeah, he's in a pretty bad position. I would have liked to have seen him try to move up to some island cover instead of sitting out in the open.
Yeah, well, with the staring contest at B continuing, the destruction of the loss of Reskert's Montana has narrowed the gap to about 100 points here, still in favor of QP. Still a very close game with 9 minutes to play.
Absolutely. Neither team has given up at this point.
Nah, there's nothing to give up. I mean, if you're 5D, you may not like your position, but you're still in the game. You're up a ship, you're down a cap. Well, not even really down a cap. Like, both teams are even on caps.
Mm-hmm.
So you just pick a ship, you maintain pressure, and try to get some points there. Now, Squirrel Tag is doing something that might be, I wouldn't call it inadvisable, but definitely a little ballsy. He knows he's way up on the north end of B in E6, dumping torpedoes into that Grozovoy smoke. He knows that Spartius is in there somewhere. They're trying to see if they can maybe get some cross torps, and it looks like he's turning now. He might go into the cap circle itself. Spartius spotted now, probably Des Moines radar. No shots on him. No one's shooting at him that I can see just yet. But he is spotted in that smoke.
He was sitting outside of it, actually.
That would be why. He just ducked back into it. But he's got torpedoes coming down on him from the north. They'll be entering that smoke, and in the next 15 seconds or so, we'll have to see if Squirrel Tag gets lucky here.
I don't think so. He's moving.
Torps are just now entering the smoke cloud. Here they come.
Just in time. And to be honest, I think that the torpedo bomber threat was what did it. When those torpedo bombers came in, Spartius was getting in a position to get out.
Torpedoes passing through the smoke with no effect, but Spartius has decided that he is having none of this garbage. He is out of B now. And once again, QP collecting points on the back of two caps, growing their 120-point lead.
But look at Favzer and then
Favzer,
Moskva. He's going down.
Yep, Moskva is about to go out here on the top end of top end of C. Bradis's Des Moines has been doing brilliant work up here all game. He's just been a pest. They haven't been able to get rid of him. Can't push him out of that position. And now, other than the Hindenburg, M373's Hindenburg, he's the last surviving ship at sea.
Yep, and we saw this play coming. And the way I know we saw the play coming is because it was clicked on the map. The ship, you go there and go there.
Yep.
And this is beautiful work here for those of you guys that are seeing.
5D down a cap, 40 points behind and losing ground, but still very much in this game as they are up 2 ships here on loop with 6 minutes to play. Crack God getting pretty aggressive with his Des Moines now, driving right into B. I really don't like this play. I don't know why he's doing this. He's right in the middle of all of these ships. He's getting smoke from Squirrel Tag, but giving up a tremendous amount of health to gain a board position that I don't know what he's going to do with it.
I don't
I
know
mean,
either.
He's probably not going to shoot out of there. He'll be spotted most of the time, I would think.
But he has pulled the Hindenburg out here, Kegger.
Kegger is a little exposed now, kind of getting a little
Yeah.
greedy out around the island, trying to put a polished Crack God off. Doxson now trading fire with Starship Troops Des Moines and A. You know, the 5D ships in A are not all that healthy.
No, they aren't.
I could very well see QP organizing a push in that direction. Bradis's Des Moines now getting into the top end of C, spotted, trading long-range fire with M373's Hindenburg. Hindenburg is much healthier than Bradis, though.
Yeah, I don't know why he's choosing to stay spotted.
I'm not sure this is a good idea. I mean, if you're in there, just stay unspotted. Planes aren't going to spot you. They're going to do a lot of damage to M373 before this is over. There's the kill on the Starship Troop in A we were kind of expecting. M373 might actually go down because he's getting pushed by a Moskva and the higher rate of fire off the Des Moines. Surprisingly, it looks like it's going to work. M373 having to bail out of here. They've cost him at least 30,000, 40,000 hit points as he tries to survive. Lots of shells coming in.
Positioning is just perfect, though.
Bradis is doing brilliant.
Can't shoot over, 373 can't shoot over the island.
Nope.
And now he's backing up so he can lob his shells over.
373's best option now is to simply go dark, but he does not. As Swanky Manatee bags the surviving 5D ship in A. Doxson now headed to A to cap as QP moves out to almost a 300-point lead. 4 minutes to play, only 50 points from victory, but M373 under a lot of pressure here. Very low health, up by C. 5D needs that kill to keep the game alive.
Absolutely. And he disappears. Nope, there he is again.
I'm not sure how they're spotting him. He's quit firing now, finally realizing his position. No, he's firing again. He's on fire. He'll be out shortly. There's big points for 5D. It narrows the gap a little bit. It resets QP down to 900 points instead of 960.
Now Swanky Manatee's coming in to finish off Bradis.
Yep. Probably got a good angle on him. Nobody else is able to help Bradis from that position. Manatee, they've got Squirrel Tag spotted. If they can bag him, that's more points.
Absolutely.
Squirrel's running for his life. Manatee getting shots on Bradis, trying to kill him and get him off the board. 900 health now for Bradis. Shells coming in.
Adrenaline rush intensifies.
500 health now is another salvo. Squirrel Tag on 2,000 HP. 1,700 HP as more shells come in on Bradis, and he finally dies.
Yeah, that's it.
That's going to make this very difficult for 5D. They need a quick kill, and I don't think they have a ship that they can get it on. The lowest ship on the board is Squirrel Tag. They have no eyes. No eyes at all on him. Doxson caps A. Seconds to play here for 5D, and I think that is going to do it, kids. We should be going to a Game 3 here momentarily unless they get some really lucky shots on Crack God. Shells coming in, but it's not enough.
For detonation.
I know, right? Excellent. Tight game by both teams. QP's aggressiveness early pays off. They go up early caps, force 5D to make a play that never quite materializes for them as we go to a Game 3.
Absolutely.
Well played, both teams. Man, I love casting good competitive warships. It's so much fun.